Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Make America Lit, back with another NBA 2K23 video, and in today's video I'm bringing you guys another episode of Rare Builds. Now, as you can see on your screen, in today's episode I'm bringing you guys the best 3&D point build in NBA 2K23. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, then you probably seen that I already uploaded a 3&D point video, but that build wasn't revised, it wasn't optimized. In my opinion, this is the best 3&D point build, and this is going to be my 3&D point build that I'm going to be running with personally in NBA 2K23. So, you know, hopefully if you guys are looking into making a 3&D point build or a decent lock build or whatever like that, that can also, you know, ISO and run point and stuff like that, you know, hopefully this build video actually helps you guys in making that build or whatever like that. So first things first, I want to ask you guys, if you can drop a like on the video right now, I would appreciate the like. We are on the road to 1,500, as you can see, and all the likes and views and stuff like that, the comments help the video to get into the algorithms and stuff like that, so we can grow the channel, get more subscribers and stuff like that. I would definitely appreciate that. But that being said, let's just jump into the build. Okay, so first things first, of course you have to make this build at point guard position, otherwise you won't get the name 3&D point. So of course we're making a point guard. Your handiness and jersey number obviously don't matter, but you know I'm a Dallas fan, so I'm rocking that 77 for my boy Luka. As for the height, I went 6'6". Now you can go any height. I've seen a lot of 3&D point builds making the mistake of going 6'9", 6'8", and stuff like that. The most I would go is 6'7", but me personally, I went 6'6", because 6'6", you know, you could play the 1 through the 3 at 6'6", you know, and even if you want to say small ball 4, you can run this build as kind of like a small ball 4 if you put the interior defense and defensive rebound and stuff like that up, so you can help on the boards and boxing out. If you do decide to put strength into this build, you can you know, as well, you know, put the strength up and stuff like that to help with boxing out and playing defense and battling down low and stuff like that, which is why I went with the weight of 221 pounds, because you can see that that puts us at an 83 strength. So, you know, we reach that threshold for unlocking Silver Bully if we do want to take Silver Bully. I know a lot of people like using that badge. Me personally, I am a fan of that badge, and I like to use that badge myself. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to get at least Silver Bully, as it's only 3 finishing badge points, and it's very, very useful. And silver is just, you know, just slightly better than bronze in my opinion. I mean, personally, you should be shooting for gold or Hall of Fame if you can get it, but silver, you know, is definitely better than bronze. And bronze, I just feel like, you know, if you're gonna go for bronze, you kind of just might as well not even bother, you know, honestly. Just my opinion. But that's the reason why I went 221 pounds, 6'6" height. You know, you see we're still going to have a 90 defensive rebound, a 81 interior defense, so you're not going to be too much of a pipsqueak. You're looking at that defense, you're looking at a 95 perimeter defense and a 96 steal that you can get up to, as well as a 73 block, which means you'll have bronze anchor as well, with a 98 vertical. So this build, you can be able to rebound well, you can be able to play good perimeter and interior defense and stuff like that if you do get put at the small forward or power forward position. You know, not that you will be put at that position, but if you are, you'll still be able to play pretty much the 1 through the 4 and rec and stuff like that as well too, even though this is going to be a point guard build, you know what I'm saying, and a lock build as well too, if you're playing in park and stuff. That's why I went with the 6'10" wingspan and stuff like that well too. Body shape, obviously, you know, don't matter, but I do like to go built or defined for my locks. I went with built, and then we're going to get into the attributes. So, you know, 70 driving layup is what I feel like you need just to, you know, consistently hit like those lightly contested layups. Obviously, we aren't going to be taking contested layups. We aren't going to be, you know, trying to body people and stuff like that with this build. If you are going to do that, then you're going to want to put your strength up, because as you can see in the physicals, I only went with a 36 strength. But if you are going to be that bully type of player, then you're going to want to put your strength up so you can unlock that, you know, silver bully badge. Now you're going to see this is what we have: a 70 layup and an 86 drive and dunk. That 86 drive and dunk is going to unlock gold limitless takeoff for us at 86. 85 is going to unlock that silver posterizer and stuff like that. And then you'll see that 79 layup or 84 drive and dunk will also give us silver slithery, as well as unlocking contact dunk animations, as well as the alley-oop animations and stuff like that too. To me, I went with this layout because to me this is what I need. This is just bare necessity for finishing well at the rim. 70 layup and 86 drive and dunk. Even when you look at the badge point layouts, excuse me, I just sneezed. Excuse me. Even when you look at the badge layout or whatever like that, you're looking at 3 points for posterizer, 3 points for slithery, and then 5 points for limitless takeoff. That's 8 badges or whatever. 11 badges, and that's our points, right? But then we also have our badge points for flashback games, as well as our points for the season pass hitting 39, as well as our points for Sam's quest line. Out of those 9 to possibly 11 extra badge points, you're only going to need 2 points to put into finishing to get that bronze acrobat and fearless finisher, which will round out your finishing. You'll be able to adequately finish at the rim. Maybe an extra point if you decide you want Giant Slayer on bronze, or as well too. Don't bother with Pro Touch anymore, so we'll be well-rounded with finishing. We'll be able to finish layups, we'll be able to dunk, we'll be able to catch bodies and stuff like that as well too. And if you decide to put strength into this build, you'll be able to bully people because you'll have 82 strength for silver bully. Moving on to the shooting, I went with a 92 3-ball. Mid-range is kind of like a second thought, but you want that 92 3-ball. You don't want to go below that if you want to be a really good spot-up shooter. Now, obviously, you can get by with like an 85, 86 with that silver limitless, but I went with the 92 because I want gold limitless range, bro. Silver is good, don't get me wrong, silver is good, but gold goes stupid, and nobody's really running around with a 99 3-ball because you're gonna have to sacrifice so much. Just going with a 92 3-ball, I had to sacrifice a little bit of stuff on this build. I'm not gonna have as high vertical, I'm not gonna have strength on this build and stuff like that as well too. But it's well worth the sacrifice when you see that I'm picking up gold limitless range as well as gold Deadeye. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be worth, sacrificing for those badges and whatnot. So, just to have those 2 badges alone, as well as, Hall of Fame Green Machine is going to be worth sacrificing for, especially if your jump shots and stuff like that. It's just going to make you just a very dangerous knockdown shooter. You know what I'm saying? So, if that's what you want. Now, obviously, you can go down to an 85 or an 86 3 for that Hall of Fame Claymore at 86. If that's what you want, you can go down to an 86, 87, even 85 3-ball and still be just as good as a shooter. You don't need an 85 plus 90 plus 3. But if you want to really be deadly, you want that, the ability to really spot up, you're going to go with that 92 3-ball so you could get that gold limitless range and gold Deadeye. Paired with that blinders, you're just going to be knocking out, bullshit shot after bullshit shot. Then moving on, I went with a 73 pass accuracy because that's just suffice. Just the 70 pass accuracy is going to be enough to get you most of the passing badges in this game on at least silver. And the only reason why I went with 73 because you see I got an extra badge right there. That's why I went up to 73 just to get that extra playmaking. And then an 87 ball handle is going to be more than suffice for running points. You're going to have access to that gold unpluckable. More importantly, we want access to that gold clamp breaker, which is going to help us beat people off the dribble so we can then put that 86 driving dunk to use, as well as that gold quick first step as well too. Gold hyper drive, killer combos on at least silver if that's what you care to have, as well as mismatch expert at 86. You know what I'm saying? I don't bother with speed with ball because quick first step is going to make up for that speed with ball anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We don't bother with speed with ball or acceleration here on this channel. If you do, more power to you. You'll have more playmaking badges and stuff like that, but for me personally, I don't need it, so I don't bother with speed with ball or acceleration. I use whatever the default is for my ball handle. Won't even put up speed with ball on that build. Whatever it is at default is what it'll probably stay, because speed with ball just, I just don't need it, and that shit is expensive as hell too. Is going to cost you like 58k, 68k to go up to like a 75 speed with ball. It's ridiculous. And you really don't notice a difference. I was running Hall of Fame quick first step and I didn't notice a difference on my point forward when I had a 58 speed with ball versus now that I have a 78 speed with ball. There really is no difference. I'm still beating people off the dribble all the same. I don't feel any quicker or any faster or anything like that, so I don't bother with speed with ball. But moving on to the defensive side of things, now this is where you can switch things up and go a different route. You can, you know, bring down the steal so you can put up your block or your interior defense. But because I'm making a point guard build, I went with, you know, just strictly perimeter defense. So that's why you see I have that 95 steal, which is going to unlock gold glove and gold interceptor for us. And then 86 perimeter defense, which is going to unlock gold challenger and silver clamps. These are the only badges that you need. You know, I plotted this out perfectly. I knew that these were the thresholds I wanted, and if you look at the badge count, we have 16 badges for defense, and that's all we need. 16 badges, you add 5 with 3 is going to give us 8, and then you add 4 and 4 for gold glove and gold interceptor, giving us another 8. So that right there is our 16 badges. Gold challenger, gold glove, gold interceptor with silver clamps. Now, obviously, with the extra badge points, you could choose to put some other badges on here. You want bronze pick dodger, maybe some bronze ankle braces as, like, you know, an insurance policy just to make sure you don't get your ankles taken or you don't get stunned. Maybe you want bronze off-ball pest to stop those backdoor cuts and stuff like that. You can throw some of your extra badge points into that, but my extra badge points on this build, 2 points will be going into finishing for 13 finishing, and then every other badge point that I get will be put into playmaking to make sure that we have more than enough playmaking. Because as you can see, just gold unpluckable and gold quick first step and gold clamp breaker is going to be 15 points for us, and we only have 14. So off rip, we're going to be down one badge point that we need. Just to be what we want, you know, clamp breaker, quick first step, and unpluckable. Then we're also going to want to go with, you know, some bronze hyperdrive at least, some bailout, some needle threader, maybe some dimer, as well as mismatch expert and stuff. So majority of my extra badge points that I'll get from Sam's quest line and stuff like that and the flashback games will be going into playmaking. As you can see, the defensive badges will be suffice. The shooting badges with 24 will be suffice. And then moving on to the physicals, you can see the physicals are pretty solid. 90 speed, which means that those 6'8", 6'9" builds is going to have a hard time chasing you around the court, especially if you manage to, you know, incorporate slippery off ball into your build, which you only need a 70 mid-range or 3 to get Hall of Fame. Not that we're going to be running Hall of Fame, but just that extra, you know, slipperiness and, you know, effectiveness with the juke moves and stuff like that. Most people aren't really running off-ball pests, you know, and off-ball pest is a really underrated defensive badge this year. With how, you know, slow people are and stuff like that, off-ball pest, you know, the speed in this game is just a little bit slower than 2K22. So off-ball pest is going to be, you know, it's going to go crazy because people aren't going to be able to juke and move out of cuts and behind screens as fast as they used to, which means you're going to be grabbing them and holding on to them a lot more often. And I even noticed it when I play the game that I'm constantly being grabbed and held and touched and stuff like that. So that's why I say, you know, that slippery off-ball with that 90 speed is going to go crazy. Those 6'8" and 6'9" builds are going to have a hard-ass time chasing you around while you're running around the court, going, you know, in and out of screens, behind, you know, screens, wrapping around the perimeter and stuff like that. It's going to be hard to keep up with you when you have a 90 speed. You know, players have a hard time keeping up with me with my 87 speed 3-level score, but 90 speed is just going to make you just that much faster. You know what I'm saying? Again, 75 acceleration, which is the minimum that we can go with the 90 speed. Don't really care much about acceleration. Again, strength, if you want it, you can take it, but this build is going to be a perimeter build. So for this build, I'm not going to really value strength as much, even though I do know it helps with stopping blow-by animations and stuff like that. With the, you know, the defense that we have, that 86 perimeter with silver clamps and stuff like that, I feel like we are going to be able to combat, you know, a lot of those blow-bys as it is with the badges that we have. You know, 75 vertical, you know, just decent enough to get us those dunks, those contact dunks and stuff with that 86 driving dunk. We're going to take off, you know, take flight here and there. And then, of course, a 95 stamina, because we know how important stamina impacts jump shooting in this game. So, while earlier in the year when the game first came out, I was saying how, you know, you could get by with an 85 stamina, and you can get by with an 85 stamina if you don't mash R2 or right trigger if you're on Xbox. If you know how to conserve your energy and you're not constantly mashing the turbo button, you can conserve the stamina. You know, I've literally only seen the Gatorade symbol one time while playing NBA 2K23, and it was on a center build with like 70 stamina. That is the only time I've seen a Gatorade symbol, and I primarily play rec. So you can get by with an 85 or 80 stamina, but because of how, you know, stamina impact shooting and stuff, if you're a build that, you know, primarily scores from shooting, which this build will primarily score from shooting with that 92 3 ball, you know, you're going to want to make sure that you have at least a 90 stamina. Nothing less than that, because you're going to need good stamina to make sure that you're constantly hitting your shots and stuff. And then moving on to the takeovers, you see that we'll have spot up, shot creating, and lock take. I went with spot up and lock, obviously. Those are the best two takes. You can go with shot creating if you want, but I'm going with spot up and lock. And then you'll see that we have created a 3&D point build. So there you have it. That is my version of the best 3&D point build in NBA 2K23. This will be the 3&D point build that I will be running with in NBA 2K23. So I'm not going to give you guys a build that I, you know, don't think is good or, you know, is inadequate or anything like that. Just, you know, remember, you can tweak this build to suit your play style. If you don't really want to, you know, sit limitless and hash and stuff like that, you can go down to an 85 3 ball and put those extra attribute points elsewhere, maybe into your passing or your ball handling, or maybe you want to put it into more defense or even more finishing and get better finishing or more finishing badges. You can totally do that as well. But it's been your boy Make America Lit. I'm out. Peace.